Hello, now this is a video that I had no intention of doing. This is essentially an Elite Dangerous video, though there's going to be no gameplay, there's no even looking at the buddy launcher, nothing. This one is a little bit different. And let's face it, it's far from the first time I've done a Elite Dangerous video that's a bit different. You'll also have to put up with the fact that because the Live Central software doesn't work properly with any version of Windows as far as I'm aware, I'm having to record the video this way because otherwise it would be completely silent. So what this video is about is well, basically showing you just what kind of people the Elite Dangerous community consists of. Now this video here is that you can see on the screenshot behind me is prior to this one, the last Elite Dangerous video I did. The Straw That Broke the Camel's Back, which was published on the 18th of June, so it's not far off being a month old. But it's still getting plenty of views, and today it got at least 4 new ones from people who decided to leave comments. Now the fact that I've made this video, or I am making this video, and the fact that well, I've already given you a pretty good indication of what this video is going to be about, should give you some idea of the kind of comments that they left. So, seeing as plenty of people who view my videos regularly will have already seen this one and thought, well, there's no point going back to it, I think it is therefore important that I make a new video to illustrate these. Now I am not going to delete any of these comments, so if they do get deleted for any reason, the people who left them have done it, not me. Right. Now the first one was this cunt here, Crispy Bacon. Now he does have actually one thing in his favour. Of the 4 people who left comments, 2 of them have no redeeming qualities whatsoever. This one does at least have one. Anyway, so his insightful reply is Jesus, and yes, he did spell it like that, J-E-E-Z-U-S. That's how he spells Jesus. Jesus fucking Christ. Now you could say that, you know, oh, maybe he doesn't believe in Jesus or anything at all, therefore that's why he spelt Jesus that way. But then he spelt Christ with a capital C. Anyway, Jesus fucking Christ. Victor Meldrew plays Elite and does the commentary. That's his entire post. That's you know, that's the whole thing. So, you know, we've got a wonderful insight here where we basically well, you know, he's obviously clearly cottoned on, and you got to give him kudos for this. He's cottoned on to the fact that I was complaining about the game. I don't know how some of these people do it, but he did it, so you know, got to give him that. The comparison to Victor Meldrew, so you're comparing me to a character from a television program that hasn't been, you know, on air for about, what, 20 years? So you're right on the money. Indeed, I did reply to him, It's quite a long-winded reply, actually. It's certainly, the more I think about it, he got more of a reply than it really deserved. So if you want to go and read it, then it's still on the on that video there. So anyway, this then got another one. It's showing 3 hours ago at the time of recording this, which in fact it was very close to the time when I posted my reply. Now, you don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to figure out that what actually happened was that Mr. Crispy Bacon obviously hasn't got the balls to reply to what I wrote himself, so he's got some of his mates to come back and write their additional stuff. So here we have from somebody called 23. Now, I can only assume that 23 is reference to his IQ. So here we go. So 23's comment is, he's got a point though. You do come across as a weird, ranty, negative and miserable individual. Somehow I suspect that you're like that in real life as well, and when it's nothing to do with this game. Now, I'll read that last sentence again, because I'm sure it's not just me. Somehow I suspect that you're like that in real life as well, and when it's nothing to do with this game. Now, it does make sense, I mean, it's written by somebody whose grasp of English is clearly completely, well, tenuous at the best of times. The word when is not needed there. I suspect you're like that in real life as well. That's all that was needed to be said. Why then add, and when it's nothing to do with this game? Well, if I'm like that in real life, then clearly it would be all the time, not just when I'm doing this game as well. So, yeah. Now, I gave him a reply, and of course, again, I probably gave him more of a reply than was really, that was really warranted. But basically, well, again, go to the video and read it. But I rightly point out that this is some cunt who hasn't got the faintest clue who I am, and yet seems to know that I'm a miserable fucker all of the time. And it's not as if you have to look particularly hard to find out that that's bollocks. I mean, I've got over 300 videos on YouTube. There are a sizable number of those where I say nothing but decent things about the game that I'm reviewing. I mean, yeah, there are quite a few videos where I'm really slagging off the game I'm reviewing, but I mean, in the case of the retro reviews, that's deliberate. I mean, do you seriously think that it will be the first time I've ever played a 30-year-old game? There are only 2 cases of that ever happening, and in both of those cases, one was Korea Karate and the other one was the A-Team, I'd seen videos of them and I'd read about them, I knew how shit they were, so the whole thing was, well, it wasn't exactly staged, but I mean, it was bloody obvious that they were there for that reason. I say bloody obvious, clearly people like 23 don't know that. So anyway, so that's him. Now again, he did at least give me the chance to reply. So 23 and Crispy Bacon, although they've made themselves clearly look like they are complete fucking dickwads, have also at least got the guts to, have replies written so that the person, i.e. me, can respond to their insightful comments, which is more than Space Weeds 10 did. Now, his wonderfully insightful comment is, "You won't be missed, fuck off," and there it is. Now, Space Weed 10, let's click on him. He has not uploaded a single video. He has not oh, he has done a playlist of Meatloaf. Wow, so this is obviously someone with real taste. He likes Meatloaf. And he hasn't featured any channels, and if we go to about, there is fuck all there. The only posts or any kind are, well, there's two, and I am one of them, which I made not long after I got his comment. And because he hasn't got the balls to you know, allow replies to you know, his insightful comments, I think it's only fair that I left a comment on his channel. And you know, it would be a real shame if other people were to do the same, wouldn't it? No. But on top of that, 7 months ago, there's another person here by the name of Supers Tubes, yeah, and it clearly looks like he had the same kind of post left by you know, this wonderfully insightful individual, Space Week 10. So this person clearly has form. So therefore, why would anybody take anything that that cunt says seriously? However, I did leave a reply, and my reply is, you know, pretty much what you would expect. Once again pointing out that we have the perfect example of the usual Frontier Developments brown noser, who has made no attempt whatsoever to address any of the points I raised. All he has done is just come along with an insult. Nothing else. He's not even tried to do anything else. Why? Because he can't. I mean, clearly this is one of these wankers who, you know, doesn't have the intelligence to come up with a genuine argument against any valid point. And for another, he's obviously, you know, okay, he's obviously a troll, and this is when I get, you know, the old comment saying, when I do stuff like this, don't feed the trolls. Well, actually, I do feed the trolls for one very specific reason. A lot of trolls thrive on their anonymity, because they do it on, you know, video like this, thinking that nothing's going to come of it. You know, the worst that will happen is that the comment gets deleted. No, I think it's much better to publicise it and make sure that people are aware of it. Just like I was saying, publicising all of the issues with Elite Dangerous by making videos of it and what have you, I'll also publicise cunts like this, and I will not stop doing it. So there we go. That's the third one. And then the fourth one, this was the final one. Again, this one did not reply, or does not allow replies to his comments. But it is Screaming Giraffe, which says he'll be back on the first major patch, unsubbed -1. Now, where do I begin with this one? Okay, point one. Where at any time in that entire video did I say I'm not coming back? You know, this is me done for permanently. You know, I'm that's it. In fact, I said quite specifically, I am not saying this is the last video, and I am not saying I will never play the game again. So, Brain of Britain Screaming Giraffe has managed to deduce from, you know, from that I'll be back on the first major patch. Brilliant! How do you do it? And then unsubbed -1. Well, let's take a look at my channel, and we will see 615 subscribers. That is the same number of subscribers that I had a week ago. It's not changed. So in order to, you know, unsubscribe from a channel, you do have to actually subscribe to it first. So, you know, you're saying, oh, I'm subscribing from this, you know. Well, you weren't subscribed to it in the first place, unless you subscribed to it just so you could then unsubscribe to it afterwards. In which case, that just shows that you really are a fucking prick and a half, doesn't it? Let's bring his fucking bollocksy comment up again. Right, here we are. So yeah, so he's unsubscribed and therefore, you know, unsubscribed -1, even though he wasn't subscribed in the first place. He never has been. If he was, and therefore he would have seen this video long ago, he would have already known that I say, not only do I make it clear, but I say it on at least 2 occasions in this video, that I'm not saying it's the last one I'll do, and I'm not saying it's, you know, the end or whatever. But no, clearly he didn't get that bit. So, apart from showing, you know, these 4 particular trolls, what is the point of this video? Well, the title does rather give you a bit of a clue. These are the sort of people who are representing the Elite Dangerous community. I've said it time after time, and now I've just illustrated it. Alright? The Elite Dangerous community is full of utter scum. I would call them cunts, but cunts have a use. So we'll call them cunt flaps, because they just get in the way. They have no use. And if you're going to be playing the game, that's the sort of cunt that you're going to be dealing with. And surprisingly enough, I have no interest in doing that whatsoever. And they think, oh, there you go, right, we've got rid of this bastard, therefore we've won. Well, no. So I may be in the minority in terms of the fact that I'm very vocal about my contempt for Elite Dangerous and for, in particular, Frontier Developments, because the game, you know, I can't say I'm up to date with it now, because the last time I played it was 18th of June. But when I, you know, had enough, the game was completely fucked up. It was broken here, there and fucking everywhere. The Frontier Developments implemented the power play feature, which is a feature that no one wanted, and yet they went ahead and put it in anyway. And when that went active with the 1.3 update, it broke fuck knows how many things that were working okay in 1.2. And there is just no sign of it improving. When they do patch updates, no one seems to know what they consist of, because their update notes are always ridiculously vague. So yeah, it's Frontier Developments who drove me away from it, and nobody else. Now here's the other thing. You Frontier Developments brown noses, you fucking Elite Dangerous fanboys, if you want to insult me, just because I dare to, you know, criticise your beloved, then do it to my face. My name is Chris Patten, and it is even spelt the same as the former Hong Kong governor. I live in Southend in Essex, and if you want to meet me face to face, I'll quite happily meet you in the high street. Then you can insult me, no problem, because then you'll be doing it to my face, and that will actually show that maybe you do have some balls. Don't try and hide out in the internet and think that you can do it anonymously and make yourself look like a hard man, because what you do is just prove everything that I say, which is that the Elite Dangerous community is, well, made up of nothing but fucking wankers. And you know, Frontier Developments claim they're doing something about it, but clearly they're not. And you know, instead of actually trying to come up with a legit argument against what I say regarding to, you know, your precious, you never even try. All you do is insult anybody who dares to criticise your game, and more people are doing it, in case you hadn't noticed, and you can't figure out why, can you? You still think that everything about it is fucking wonderful. Well, I'll tell you something. When games like No Man's Sky comes along and basically kills the Elite Dangerous community stone dead, because Elite Dangerous has nothing that can come close to competing with that, Frontier Developments may as well shut the servers down when that game goes live. So, you know, you're already welcome to the fucking thing. I have, you know, zero interest in it, and yeah, it's possible that I may come back at some point, but all I really need to do is either watch another video showing the gameplay, or simpler still, just come back to you know, the straw that broke the camel's back video, look at the comments. As soon as I see them, I'll remember exactly why I stopped playing, and yeah, what little interest may have flickered will have completely disappeared again after just looking at those, because I'll remember I'm having to use my fucking EFAG. No substitute, this thing. Anyway, yes, we want to look at those comments. Will remind me of who I'll be, you know, playing alongside, and then it would just be, oh fuck that, I'd rather go back and play hard driving. Fucking useless thing. Right, anyway, so there you go. So that is this latest Elite Dangerous video, if you can call it that. So yeah, if you are one of those people who are not your Frontier Developments brown noser, I hope those 4 names will be of use, and well, I'll leave it to you to decide what to do with them. But at least you now know they're there. And if any more brown nosers come along, yeah, you'll be pointed out as well. So you probably really don't want to do it, because you'll start something that you'll wish you hadn't. If you are a brown noser and you have no intention of trying to argue against any of the points I make regarding, you know, your beloved, because you are one of these people who is so obsessed with Frontier Developments and Elite Dangerous that you are probably the kind of person who bought the game on disc so that you could stick your knob through the hole there and fuck the game because you love it that much. But if you are one of those and you want to, you know, just insult me, do it to my face. You can send me a private message here. I've told you my real name, I've told you the town I live in, and I've told you that I'm willing to meet you in the high street. Do it to my face. I'm calling you out, you know, I'm saying, you know, you can do it that way. Do it on my channel. It just shows that you are some pathetic little shyster who doesn't have the courage of your convictions to actually say it in real time. You prefer to hide in the anonymity of the internet. Any old cunt can do that. You know, oh, I'll tell you what, so I give myself the name of, you know, 23 IQ fucking cunt weight, and then, you know, just go around writing on everybody's videos, oh fuck off, you know, oh that takes real skill and bravery, that does, you know. So, you know, choice is yours. In the meantime, that's pretty much the end of this Elite Dangerous video, if you can call it that. So this is Commander Lucosa saying, go away.